All right, guys, we're going to get started here painting this fun little cupcake on watercolor paper. Just a second. Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and I want to welcome you to St. Patrick's Day, a fun time in a usual world, in a usual year. But we're in a fun, different place this year. We are all sheltering in place, taking care of ourselves so that we can take care of those around us. We are washing our hands and we're going to play with paint because I need to do something fun. It's really, really kind of boring if you're just sitting around and don't have anything to do. I'm working on this cute little cupcake. It is on I got the picture from unsplash.com. The link is down below, or the information about the photographer is down below. The link for the traceable, which actually looks like this, is down below. I might be updating it depending on what I end up doing here. But you know, with gouache, I can go in and put the ribbon afterwards, so I'm not too tied to whatever it is that we're doing. I'm just going to have fun, and hopefully people will show up and have fun with me. I have a lot of video ideas already done up. I've got coming up, and you guys get to tell me which ones you want to have as live shows and which ones you'll like to have as a pre-recorded show. So I have this really cute, prickly, don't lick your fingers. Duh. All right, I have this really cute, prickly cactus in a cup. This one is actually going to be a dropped video. This is, let's see, do I have it right here? Yes. This is going to be Monday's video, or sooner if you guys tell me that you want it sooner. But this is what it looks like. And that's the traceable. So then we have this really cute frog coming up. And these are all traceables that are already on my website, on the traceables and patterns page. Hey! Yay, Debbie! I've got so many different designs. Yes, the cupcake is going to be a great one for birthdays or any time of year. Any celebration. We're going to make green frosting on this one. I have coming up this really cute cat. Now, these videos are ones I've not recorded yet. Sweet little bunny. You know, that springtime Easter thing is happening. So, the frog, the bunny, the kitty, and the cactus. Those are all ones that you guys get to tell me live or recorded. Hey, Carol. So you like the froggy? Froggy live or froggy as a pre-recorded video? They'll all be recorded as I'm doing the video anyway. So they'll be live. They'll be forever on YouTube. So you guys get to make that choice. Let me know. I'm going to get started here though with putting my reference back up in front of me. There we go. So the reference photo is on Unsplash. And the artist, the photographer is Skyla Designs. So pretty cool. Thank you. I was looking at photographs when I did all of those drawings. They were all hand-drawn without any tracing this time. But full disclosure, when I made my traceables, I did trace the drawing that I'm going to be painting because, you know, I drew them up on watercolor paper already. See? So Mr. Froggy Pants is already drawn up, ready to go. Bunny is sweeter. Yeah, the bunny is sweet. I love it. You know? Let's get started. Let's have some fun. And happy St. Patrick's Day to you all, and I hope that you are staying safe and taking care of yourselves, taking care of each other, all those good things. I need to lighten this drawing up. It was just done with a mechanical pencil. I think this is a HB lead. And I'm using a kneaded eraser, just softening it up a little bit. Hey, those of you who are here, Carol, Debbie, and anybody else that's here, if you could please share with the world that I'm live, I would appreciate it. There's a share button underneath of the video, so you can just click on share, and you can share it to Twitter, share it to Facebook, wherever you have places that you can share things. Or just text your friend and say, hey, come see us. We're having fun. Because I'm having fun. I decided, last minute, live show, let's just do it. Whoops. So what time of day is best for you guys? Hey there, Bonnie. Nice to see you here. I'm just using a kneaded eraser to roll the graphite off just a little bit. Woohoo! Thank you, Carol, for sharing. I appreciate that. All right, so I'm just picking up the graphite. What I did is I have a little plastic palette here. I can keep reusing it. I do have another one over here. These are just, I think I got them for 50 cents a piece on Jerry's, and I bought like 8 or 10 of them because they weren't very expensive. And I have violet and orange, lemon yellow, lime green, sap green, and white. We're going to try and do this with just those colors. Try and keep it a limited palette. I'm going to slide over just a bit. And I'm using the Arteza regular gouache. It is not an acrylic gouache, so that way we'll be able to rework some of these areas, give a little bit of details and extra bits. I love the kneaded erasers, yes. Oh, if you don't have one of these palettes, this is the lid from an oatmeal container. You know, I used up the last of the oatmeal in cardboard container, and it had a plastic lid that's the perfect size to use for a palette. And I like that it has this little rim around it, so if you get a little bit too exuberant with your water and it goes sliding, it's not going to fall off on your table. Thank you guys so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. All right, we're going to go in, and the background on this actually is kind of purpley. It's like a dark purpley gray. So I'm going to get this wet. I'm not going to wet down the cupcake this time. I'm just going to work my way around the cupcake. It gets lighter as we go down. There we go. You know, I figure in this time of the year, in this situations that we're all in, I'm looking sideways so I can see the glare of the water. In this time of year that we're in, where things are a little unsettled, it's kind of nice to have some calm and fun, peaceful, relaxing activities to do. And painting is one of those things for me that's really relaxing. Drawing is also very relaxing. That's why I've got a whole pile of these already drawn up. And if anybody wants to have, you know, actual drawing lessons on how to draw a cupcake, how to draw the frosting, let me know. And maybe we can do that over on Facebook or something. All right. So now I'm going to take a bit of this violet, like that, and actually a touch more. I'm going to do a fairly watery background, but I do want the top of it to be darker. I may end up pulling out a black to add to this, but I might not. And I'm just going to work this back and forth. There we go. All right. So depending on how loud the neighbor's gasoline remote control car is, I will possibly have some extra sound going on here. But just trying to work this down. I want darker purple at the top again. So if there's people here who are new, welcome. I appreciate you joining us. This is just a fun, peaceful little painting time. Look at that. And if you like what you see, if you enjoy this, please click that like button and the subscribe button. Make sure that you turn on all your notifications if you want to be notified when new videos go up. I plan, especially right now during this crazy, crazy time, to do more lives. I need that to be watery now. Hey, Gina! Yes, this is watercolor paper. This is 140-pound Arteza watercolor paper. And I have it taped down onto a piece of plastic Coroplast. It's basically sign makers plastic that they do screen printing on. You know, it's not permeable to water, so the water sits on top of it. And then come back on that side. All right. Although I didn't tape it down very tight, and so now it's starting to try and lift up a little bit here and there. Oh well. Oh well, you know what? It just keeps it from sliding around. It gives me something a little bit bigger to hold on to. Just bring that right up to the edge. And I'm just going to let that just flow right off the bottom. And I'm picking up a little bit of paint off the plastic. I didn't wash it down before I started painting. I didn't think about doing that. So while this is drying for a second, let's go ahead and put a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit of orange into that purple. And what that's going to do is gray it out just a little bit. I could take yellow into it also, but the orange was closer. And I want to give myself a little bit of a shadow. And this is going to be sort of a warm, soft shadow. There we go. Just a little bit. Need to deepen that up just a little bit. It's a little bit soft right on the underside of it. There we go. And while this is drying, I will show the people who were late to class what I have coming up. Oh, and down in my lap I have a towel that I can wipe my brush on. So those of you who came a little bit later to class, thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate you being here. I wanted you to know that I have a whole bunch of designs that I've been drawing up because I've been a little bit bored. And even though I work at home, I have this, oh no, I'm stuck at home. I'm always at home. I don't know what it's about, but I have done up some drawings for more videos. And you guys get to tell me by the end of the show, I will ask, what ones do you want live? I'll do 2 of these as live, and then the other 2 will be just pre-recorded. So I have this fun froggy on a flower, the sweet little bunny. Mr. Bumble is already recorded and is going to be Monday's video. bring it down here where it's in focus. There we go. This cute, curious kitty cat. And this solitary cactus in a cup. Oh, you know, I've heard that people have special jeans for wiping off their brushes, or they have they'll have a special shirt that they wipe their brush on, especially if it's like a dark color, because nobody can see it. All right, I want to make sure that that's right up to the edge. And remember, this is gouache. It will dry soft and a little bit opaque, you know, a little bit opaque, a little bit velvety, even when it's in this thinner. And look at that. I just went and gave it the back edge of the table. I'm going to play with this. I probably shouldn't. But, you know, just want to play. Just want to move the colors around. I'm going to come back in and give it a deeper wash at the top, but I want to give it a chance to settle down. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out the handy dandy little dryer. And I have a couple things that I'm going to just drop the links while this is drying. And I'm dropping links and drying at the same time. So please be gentle with me. So first off, we have the traceable. All of the traceables are paste on my website. You love the Frog and Bunny. Frog and Bunny seems to be my most popular on right there. If you are interested in my coloring book has 50 mandala floral designs. It's available on Amazon, and it is only $6.99, and they do ship it Prime. So, okay, I haven't done anything on this paper. So, and this is the coloring book. Out of focus, but you know, you can get a little idea. It's my designs, all my hand drawings. Yeah, I'm totally lifting that tape off of the... So, the new tape that I got lifts off. Hello, Gettysburg. Gloria, nice to meet you. Okay, it's dry. It's dry enough. Now let's see if I can get the tape to stick back down. This is not the tape that I have listed in the more information. The tape I have listed in the more information is whiter and holds a little bit better when you are going to hit it with heat. And if you guys are, there's no pressure at all, but I do have a couple ways you can monetarily support me. I know that I've got at least one patron in my chat here right now, and thank you so much to my patrons over on Patreon. I have a whole bunch of photographs that I'm going to be loading up there in the next day or so, because I went on a photo safari around my neighborhood and took photographs of all the brand new blooming flowers. So my patrons are going to be getting blooming flowers here. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, I have a link for that too. And if you want to do a super chat or something like that, there is the $ sign down below. Again, no pressure. This is a fun time, and I know in this day, a lot of people have monetary needs that they're taking care of on their own, and you should. You should take care of yourself, take care of your family first before you give money to other people. So I'm just letting people know that those things are there. All right, this, Lucille, nice to meet you. This is the cupcake. I have the traceable is up on my website already on the patterns and traceables. So now that's all dry. I can go ahead and I have to click a button and bring my information sheets back up. All right, so now what we want to do is get the kind of golden yellow that's the cake. So we're going to do the golden yellow, orangey type color, but first it's more yellow. So I'm going to grab some yellow here, and I'm just going to put it in that purple spot, even though that will kind of gray it a little bit. I want it to be toned down just a smidge. And then a bit of orange. See, look at that. Well, Gloria and Lucille, thank you guys. Lean, hello. So now you see I've got this almost a yellow ochre type of color made from that orange and yellow with the ever so slight bit of the purple in it. And this paper, you can kind of see through and see the cake through it just a bit. There is, the paper cup is actually green, but I want to get that cake bit that shows through on here. You want that transparency already in place so you don't have to worry about it later. And one of the things with gouache, you can go in and do it, I mean, right now it already looks like whipped cream sitting on top of a cupcake. And that's just a few little strokes of paint. We haven't really, done much at all yet. I'm putting a little bit more down lower. You can layer this paint up. And as you layer it, it becomes more opaque. There we go. Ah, there you go. Thank you so much. I think this is what we all need. We all need some, happy things going on. And what's more happy than a cupcake? Well, what's more happy than painting a cupcake? Probably eating one. That's probably the happiest bit. But you could say that by painting a cupcake, you get to enjoy it for a longer time. So, which way do we view? It's kind of like that cup half full. Is it half full or half empty? I say this is probably the best type of a cupcake. Oh, that color just works so well with that purple background. So if you're new here, please go ahead and click the subscribe button and make sure that you share the video with your friends. And after the video is how about after the video is over, if you could leave a comment down below in the comment section. Let people know what you think of this video, and if you think that it is something that other people would like to see, say that. If you think that it's like a waste of time, say that too. I am, I'm here to share and, hopefully give you a little distraction. So look at that. I'm still just layering up the paint, and as I layer in little stripy lines, you're getting more and more depth and detail. Thank you so much, Gloria. I'm so glad that you're already a subscriber. Yay! So now what I want to do is get the base coat on the cupcake frosting. And so it's actually a little bit minty. I think I'm going to have to grab some blue. Grab a little bit of ultramarine blue. There we go. So it's a little bit minty, a little bit dark. And I want to go in and just start laying some of those really dark shadows in. We're just going to lay them in. I love that my subscribers are actually wanting to come and hang out with me. You guys don't know how much I appreciate you all being here, really. YouTube is a crazy place. It's a world of its own. And they just told us, oh, ever so much fun, because, and they should be doing this, because they are sending their workers to work remotely or work from home or letting them off for a period of time. They're going to be relying on the AI on the computers to do a lot of the, what do I want to say? Do a lot of the verification of videos. And if videos, and many videos that would certainly pass if a human looked at it, many videos are going to be stopped from being shown. And because the computer is running the show. So it's gonna be interesting. Oh, I'm glad you hit the bell too. All right, so I've just dropped in some of that dark. I'm going to get this clean my brush. I do have two jars. I have a dirty jar and a clean jar. They're both about the same color right now because the clean jar has been around for a couple paintings. The dirty jar was just from this one. I want to brighten up my green a lot. So I'm taking lime green and putting it with that mix and get that going in here. Because you can layer up the paints, even though I put a lot of that dark in there, I can put the light colors next to it. And as things dry, I can start layering them up. But I forgot that I really wanted to get the brighter green down first. And look at that, it didn't matter. Because with gouache, you've got undo buttons. It's almost like doing the cupcake. The cupcake is hanging out at the beach during sunset. Ooh. We might do something with that. You know, sunset beach cupcake. All right. So, folks are having to change a lot of the way they're doing things lately. Everybody cleaned their drawers already. Even though, like I said, even though I work from home, I had that, the almost not realization, but that overwhelming feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm home. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to react to things? It's like, oh my gosh. I'm not really a person who gets, overly worried about things. I tend to be one of those people that, I plan and I help others deal with their stress. That's why I paint. That's why I share my paintings. It's a way to help people deal with stress or anxiety. You can let it go for a little while you're painting. create your own little place, your happy place. Now I'm just sort of following the swirlies around. No real, there's no real rhyme or reason to the way I'm putting the swirls on. They are sort of haphazard. There's a bit of a rhyme or reason. I'm going to have some edges here where I'm going to be putting lighter shiny brights on. I want my frosting to come down a little bit farther. It feels like being snowed in without the snow. That's a really good way to put that. Yeah. And the first couple days of it's fun. I mean, if you're not sick, the first couple days of being snowed in is fun. It's just, as the time goes on, people will be looking for more things to take them away from what they're living. And I had some people saying, you know, listening to you as you're painting, as you're explaining things, you're so calm. And, you know, to me, that I'm so calm and I'm just, you know, it's okay. We're all going to make it through here. You know, we have each other. It's been really interesting, my neighborhood, you know, where you don't necessarily know all your neighbors. We're getting to know our neighbors through Nextdoor. It's a neighborhood app. You might have Nextdoor in your neighborhood. So nextdoor.com, and you put in your zip code and it will come up with, you can join. And it's like a forum for your neighborhood. And it will say there's, 120 people in your neighborhood signed up on Nextdoor. Or there's, 47% of the people in your neighborhood are signed up. And then people can ask for help. There's been many seniors who have been saying, hey guys, I'm stuck at home. I don't drive. I need some help getting groceries. People have been saying, hey, I'll come and help you out. I'll get you some groceries. Somebody needs any type of errand run, and they are people with compromised immune systems. We've got neighbors who are saying, hey, you need help? I'll go take care of it. Here, I need to put my phone into airplane mode. I do not need to know. I need to take the paint off my brush. I do not need to know what's going on out in the world right now. Hello, Tina. Yeah, our schools are closed for 6 weeks. So the kids in our neighborhoods and things are out of school for 6 weeks. They don't potentially go back until the 26th of April. So that's kind of scary. You work for 7-Eleven? You know what I would suggest, Gina? Is that you make sure that you've got your gloves on and your face mask. And if you have a smock or something like that you can wear over your clothes that protects the clothing, that your street clothes, so then you can, before you leave with your gloves on, you can take the smock off, put it into a bag, then take your gloves off and throw them away. You can take your bag home, wash your smock, and then you can just rinse and repeat. All right. My tape keeps coming up. See, I needed this to be dry so I can go in with my white, because I'm going to do a sort of white colored lime green for a highlight. Start getting some highlights in here. My coloring is much warmer. Hey there. Yeah, well, they're not saying our schools won't come back yet, but there's, depending on what's what's going on in the world. Our kids may be out, and this may be the year that a lot of kids end up, repeating their year. Now I'm just putting some of this white on top here. You see how it's starting to give us the texture of it being more in and out because we've got those dark colors under there, and we can take the light color on top. And I'm looking at my reference picture and starting to pay a little bit more attention. There will be some even higher, brighter highlights. I wonder. Oh, I didn't test it before. Maybe next time. Next time I'll have my camera that can shoot from the side set up also. This was a really quick setup time tonight. Yeah, I'm in the Pacific Northwest, Washington State. So, we are taking it really seriously. We've had our first 2 deaths in my town. So it's really it's frightening. It's frightening because, if you think about it, the people who are passing, there's, families that are never going to see their family members again. Thank you. I'm going to go off of this morbid talk here. I'm going to go back to cupcakes. I like my cupcakes. What's your favorite flavor of cupcakes? And do you have a special frosting that you like to put on your cupcake? Would you say that you're a traditional cupcake person, or are you adventurous? Are you adventurous with your cupcakes? I think in Seattle, the reason why it happened so quickly, so hard, is that, somebody visited nursing home before it was something that we even knew about. And one of the patients in the nursing home got it. And because precautions weren't being taken to mitigate at that time, it spread. It spread in a nursing home. One of those places where our most vulnerable are living. But you know what? Now I'm focused on, let's send all of the good health and wishes for speedy healing, and for this to be something that is, that they find a vaccine that is going to work at least as good as the flu vaccine. Now I'm going back in and kind of glazing over a little bit of that white to sort of refine it. So as I'm talking, I'm painting, and I don't usually talk and paint, talk other stuff. I usually talk just about the painting. So with the gouache, I am just glazing in, and then I can go back, and if I go too dark, I can put light back in, because you can keep layering this up. Oh my goodness. Anything chocolate. Chocolate. Ooh, sweet potato cupcakes with cinnamon frosting? Oh, I need that recipe. I have sweet potatoes and I love anything cinnamon. So, yeah. I am a pumpkin pie girl. I will go and open up a can of pumpkin and take a half a cup of pumpkin and crack an egg into it, a little splash of milk and a couple teaspoons of sugar and some vanilla, and then a ton of cinnamon and ginger and nutmeg and cloves. Stir it all up together, and if it's too thick, I'll add a little bit of milk to it. Stir it so that it's about pumpkin pie filling ways. Stick it in the microwave and cook it for a couple minutes on medium. And you end up with pumpkin custard. Nice warm pumpkin custard. Throw the whipped cream on top and away I go. You didn't know that this was going to be recipe time with Stephanie. Maybe I should do a picture of a pumpkin pie and then do that recipe again. But it's actually an easy breakfast if you've got canned pumpkin. Can I explain glazing again? Certainly. Glazing, if you've got a lighter color or a darker color, but pretty much glazing shows up better when you take a darker color over a light color. So, and I can go put my light back in. So I am going to say, you see this area right here where this is really bright? Maybe I didn't want that to be so bright. I can take this green, just a thin layer, and I can go right over it, and it makes that white not stand out as much. And because I'm doing this with gouache, I can go back in and put my light back in with a little bit thicker application. My towel just dropped. Just a second. I'm going down. Ooh, vanilla cupcakes with cookie butter frosting. Cookie butter frosting is something that I've never had, and I would have to make the cookies to go in the cookie butter frosting because I have dietary restrictions now, and I can't eat gluten. But I eat cupcakes because I bake. So I just mixed up a little bit of ultramarine with a little bit of sap green to give me that dark color again. I want to put some of those deeper, darker shadows in again, but not as many. I'm going to start being a little more considered about where those super dark shadows are. See, now it looks like that frosting is drooping around the cupcake. It was one of those really nice bakers that went and swirled on all the frosting. My husband has been, over this last year, painting, he's been painting every single day. He's almost done with his 365 paintings. And I made cupcakes, and he has painted my cupcake picture, my photograph of a cupcake that I made, like 4 times in that year. Is this a different technique than regular watercolor? Yes and no. Yes, in that it is like watercolor in that you can get transparent washes. No, it's not like watercolor in that you have white and you can layer it over the top of dark and you don't have to worry about it. You can take light colors over dark colors. You can take dark color in and go, ooh, I went too dark. You can lift things out like regular watercolor. You can blend multiple layers of colors that you've laid on top of each other. You can like blend down through, soften edges. You can have infinite gradients. It's amazing. I love it. And, you know, a lot of people are really hesitant to play with watercolor. I say get some, play with the gouache. I say get some. And just a basic set. You don't need 25 colors. Get a warm and a cool red, like a crimson and a scarlet. So scarlet's more orange, crimson's more blue. Or, you know, warm, cool. Get a lemon yellow and a cad yellow or a Hansa yellow. Get a ultramarine blue and a phthalo blue, black, white. And if you want to, a sap green, just because it's nice to have that green to mix in. And then play with playing with your colors. Play with mixing your colors. Oh, make sure you get a white and a black too, because with gouache, black and white do help. So I am looking at my reference photo. So there's sort of a darker line going across here. And you can use your paint really thick. Well, not really thick. You can use your paint thicker, or you can use your paint really thin. When you use it thicker, when it's dry, it is opaque and it blocks out the colors below, which is why you can put this white on top. It's called gouache. I'm sorry, this is gouache paint, Gouache. And it is actually a very old style paint. And many people, up until the digital revolution, many designers used gouache for their illustrations. And many designers still do use gouache for illustrations. Yeah, it is exciting to work with. I like it. Now I'm going to go in and put a bit of bright green. This green is lime green mixed with a little bit of that sap green and ultramarine blue. And I'm going to put it up here on those spaces where the paper shows. Sort of heavier up here at the top. You know how cupcake papers, when they have a color, if it's a transparent color, you see it like where the paper is folded, but you don't really see it where the cake is? Colored parchment, I guess is what it is. So I'm just going in and putting just a touch of that in here. And Gina, I'm really proud of Mark also, my husband, and his sticking with it. But he's one of those people that if he says he's going to do something for 365 days, he does it. He's awesome that way. And I'm going to take the green down here at the bottom. I'm letting the frosting dry a little bit just to see if it's something that I want to play with anymore. There we go. Thank you guys so much. I hope that after this is over, y'all will go in and leave comments and let people know that, hey, this is fun. This is a relaxed, easy type of thing to do, especially since you have the traceable pattern. You know, you don't have to draw to do this painting. I'm going to take up here now a little bit more of that green, because this is like that part that's sticking out on the paper, but I'm going to leave a little bit lighter. I'll probably go in with some really pale green with white to sort of strengthen up that highlight that I want to put here. Actually, the highlight is over here. This side is supposed to be darker, since this is where the shadow is. So this side needs to be darker. Sometimes I have to remind myself what I'm doing. Yeah, there's a Gouache for Newbies video that is a really pretty yellow bird. It's a pine warbler. And I show step by step how to do that. But the first half an hour of that video is actually answering questions about gouache. You know, what is it? How do you pronounce it? How do you use it? How do the colors layer? So I'm just going in and adding a bit more dark there. I'm going to darken up that brown tone in there too, but I think I want to I'm just taking the green right on top of that orange, and it is helping add shadow to that dark side. Hey there, cat. Nice to have you here. All right, so now I'm just going to grab some white, and I'm mixing it with the green that's right there. And I'm going to sort of soften up and just get a little bit of that whiter green on the other side. So now we've got the dark side and the light side. And actually, oh, and I'm using this is a number 12 round Mimic Squirrel watercolor brush. And I'm going to very gently, just with the tip, see how that white is going right on? Just like that. We're getting those super, super highlights on. Oh, I like that. All right, so let's see here. I'm just trying to think, what do we want to do for the background? If we want to, I don't really want to do anything up, you know, maybe just some splatters. We'll do a little splattering. I think I do want to take a little bit of the orange and a little bit of that violet again. See how that makes just this pretty brown? So I went really violet right there. And now I'll grab some of that orange. And this is just orange. It's not anything, you know, any special kind of orange. But look at that. We just get this beautiful brown color, and that's what we want. And the reason why I knew I would get a brown with that is because basically you've got orange and, well, purple is actually opposite yellow, but violet is closer to being opposite orange. So it's sort of complementary, and that gives us a little bit of that toning down, desaturating. That's way too much. Let's see, paper towel. Boom. Oh, gee, that's perfect. You see it? See what happened there? I think I want that to, oh wow, that looks like dark coffee. You know, that is an awesome compliment, that you could almost eat that. You could almost eat this cupcake. That's a great compliment. So I need much darker, and I need it to be a bit thicker too. There, that's thicker paint. It's not as runny, not as much water in it. Shadow, because this side here is more shadowy. And it comes around, just really tight little line top of that brush. This brush, even though it's huge, I can get these tiny little details. I love it. So down here at the bottom, we're going to get that shadow line underneath, that tiny, 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 tiny tip of that brush, and then bring it out a little bit. See, now we've got that deeper shadow. I've got to get right up on top of it, so I'm sorry if my head's getting in the way, or if all you're seeing is the top of my head in the face cam. Look at how that just comes into focus when you give it the grounding shadows, those shadows that pull it in and attach it to something. Things to know with gouache is your dark colors dry lighter and your light colors dry darker. So oh, I'm really enjoying that. Now I am going to take some of that much more watered down and now my brush is really wet. If I want more of the pigment to stay in my brush but not so much water, I can lean the belly of the brush, this wide part, against the paper towel, and the towel will absorb some of that water and it will make it a little bit thicker, not as runny, because I want to get this side a bit more shadowed. I love how you can get more details with these paintings. You can go in, you can detail it up. There. So I'm just trying to get this side to be a little bit darker. Not too much darker, just a bit. And then work my way down. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're going to do... okay, I'm not using that anymore. My nose was itching. I had to rub my nose. All right. Maybe a little touch of some shadowy bit over here. Just here and there. And there's really no shadow down in that space. There might be a little tiny, almost a glisten of some white. What was it that you forgot, Gina, on the bird video? The shadows? The deepening things up? There. You know, when you cook cupcakes, how the bottoms can get a little bit darker. Just gives you shape. Ooh, yeah. I like this. Okay, I am going to take this, let me see. Yeah. You do not have to put splatters on, but somebody said beach. And this is making me feel a little bit beachy. And I might even go in and put a tiny bit of, I may grab a little bit of some crimson with the orange. Maybe over here we'll work in a little bit of a sunset. Oh, how the colors dry, dark and light, right. I just want some texture down here. And if a little bit gets on the cupcake wrapper, that's okay. That's actually making me kind of happy. So this is, you know, giving us that kind of beachy sand sort of feel. Maybe a little bit of orange in it. A little bit more orange. Oh yeah, a little bit more orange. I'm just tapping it on my finger because it gives us a soft tap. And I'm keeping it more over here on this side. You know, I am going to grab that crimson. Just a touch. See, there's just a dot of crimson there. And all of these are the Arteza gouache. If you are interested in any of the materials I'm using, I have affiliate links, so I do earn a small commission from purchases if you purchase anything. But, you know, if you do, that's awesome. You don't have to. You can use any gouache. I'm going to maybe it's kind of like the clouds going up. Oh, yeah. And you see, you don't have to, if I go over on that, like I did right there, I can clean that up. There we go. See, we're just going to get a little bit of those sort of clouds going off and up into the sky. Off into the distance. You know, it might be the beach. It might be something else. Who knows? Let's see. A little bit of this yellow into the red. Just warm that up just a little bit. You don't want to scrub the yellow into the sky with that purple. But now I can take my brush and I can work right up to the edge of that cupcake. Maybe I want that just a little bit more right up into that cupcake. So you really see the cupcake in front of it. I can take a bit of green after I dry this onto the go. Maybe the sun was going down right behind that cupcake. That's what it is. The sun just went down right behind that cupcake. Somebody lined up that picture just right. And then I'm just going to blend this off into the sky, into the upper part of the sky. Yeah, I'm enjoying that. So was that Lean? I think it was Lean who had said, L-E-E-N? I think it was Lean who had said that it looked like the cupcake was sitting on the beach at sunset. And that's what gave me the idea to do this. Yeah, see, I want a little bit more intense right there. All right, we're going to do some highlights on the cupcake, and red and green are complementary, absolutely. And that orange and purple, the purple and yellow are complementary also. So let's just get a nice opaque amount of white. There we go. My tip is nice and sharp, so I can go and just give it a couple really sharp highlights here and there. right on top of some of those places where we already put white. But this just gives it that little zing. A little zing. See how that goes right over that dark? Oh yeah, this would probably be really cool if you did it with watercolor pencils. I am going to, oh, let's see what color. Maybe I'll use that brownie tone and put my little signature over here. We'll take the tape off, and I am so excited to see what it looks like. So, tape off. This is washi tape. It's a low-tack paper tape, so it doesn't tear your paper so much. It might pick up a little bit of it, of the fibers. I hope you guys think this was worth it. Look at that. Get that out of the way. What do you guys think? Are we done? Did we do it? I'm pretty happy. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to be doing more live shows. Oh, so Froggy and Bunny or Froggy and Kitty as the next two live shows. They will probably be a little bit longer. Froggy might be about the same length as Cupcake here, about an hour and 15 minutes. Kitty Cat might take a little bit longer time because I'll want to do more detail on his eyes. But other than that, I think Froggy and Kitty will be coming up this week as live shows and on separate days. One of them will probably be a morning time live, and one will probably be a mid-afternoon live. And then next week I will be back with another evening live on probably Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. I hope that you will share this video with your friends. Leave me a comment with any questions or any comments about the video and what you think of it. If you like this video and want other people to watch it, please leave that comment and let others know. Make sure you're subscribed and the notification bell is turned on, and I want you to go out and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And if that means staying home, let's stay home and do some more painting. See you guys. Bye-bye.